Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Wild Sunny Farms, and welcome back to the Wildwoods Beekeeping Podcast. Real quick, let me fix that. There we go. I hope everybody's having a good day today. Today is July 1st, so it's the first day of July. So today, I was thinking I'd talk a little bit about, since it is July, and right now, most beekeepers' honey flow is pretty much done. Our tallow is done, which spread from most of June, late May, that time period. Now July, no more tallow. Tallow's done. We have some other flowers. I can't remember the name exactly what the flowers are, but we have some different type of flowers out there for the bees to get, of course. So we still have a little bit, which will go on for about another week, maybe two if we're lucky. And then after that, we'll be into the dearth. So today we'll talk a little bit about the dearth, managing bees in the dearth, basic stuff. We talked about it last year. We also may talk a little bit about what's going on in my apiary, because I have a lot of exciting things that's going on. Also, whenever you check in, make sure to subscribe if you are new. If you're new here, go and subscribe, and make sure to smash that like button. I'd appreciate it if you could go on and click the like button on your way in. It'd be mostly appreciated. And if you would go on and share the stream out, maybe it'll help beekeepers out. Who knows? But hope everybody's having a good day. Today, I went out to the beeyard. I think it was twice. Once it was twice. One earlier, one later. Earlier today, I actually went out there and started feeding a little bit. So we're on that time period where we're going to be starting to feed. So we'll talk a little bit about feeding too. But I've been starting to feed a little bit on it. A little bit. I'm not open feeding because I still have some supers on. Try to extract next week. And as you guys know, if you've seen my recent video or the video before that, somewhere around there, one of my past 30 videos, I talked about honey extraction, which we have not been able to do yet. This week we're probably not going to be able to get around to it, but next week we will most likely be able to do it next week. Sometime next week. If we have to do it the week after, we'll have to do it the week after. Give them one more extra week to go on and cap everything off. There's some, and even if they don't cap all of it off, there'll still be, a good bit, in there. Of course, it'll be okay. We can test it and stuff. But, I went out there. I on one of my hives I started feeding. I only managed to put one feeder on one of the hives, but I plan on putting more on there, of course. Hey, Mike. Good to see you. See some people starting to roll in. Richard R. Bryan Jr., good to see you. And if you are in here, make sure to go on and comment and let us know where you're from and let us know you're here. 9 people on here, so definitely a lot of people in here. So good to see you. Hello, everybody. Let's see. But like I said, or like I was just saying, if you missed, I was able to get out the beer today, and the good thing is now is that all the hives that I was waiting for a queen, of course, to come in and get mated, all the queens that need to be mated, all those queens out of those 3 swarms, the mother hives, right, that raising a queen, they all have mated queens, I believe, because they're nice and big. You can tell a virgin queen over a mated, of course, and there's eggs in each one. So it is looking really, really good so far on our end. We're having mated queens back. I think I only have 1 or 2 more that need a queen. So we're looking forward to try to keep going this year. And I want to kind of talk a little bit about my focuses too during this dearth. Now, once we get into dearth, we still have some nectar coming in right now, so no need to fret there. We have a little bit right now. But the time period where we don't, what are we supposed to do? See, this time of the year where it's the dearth, a lot of times it can be boring, but at the same time, it's a time where it's one of the busiest times of the year because we have to manage beetles. Because a lot of times beetles are bad this year. I've been seeing a little bit more beetles, but not too bad, thankfully. You got beetles to deal with. You got a lot of other things to deal with too. Robin can be a little bit more, frequent, and it can be worse in the dearth, which we got to worry about. So there's a lot of things in the dearth we have to worry about. But what I'm going to work on during the dearth is I'm going to be feeding a good bit. Prevent robbing, open feed after I harvest my honey. I don't want the bees storing in any honey that I don't really want fake honey. That wouldn't be good. I'm not fake. I don't want to do fake honey. Sugar water or stuff. I don't want to do that. I'll make sure they don't take in any of that. After I extract, I will make sure to start feeding a little bit. Try to boost up a lot of my smaller hives as well. I have a couple smaller hives that are strong, but they need to be boosted up a little bit. So we'll feed them Apis biologics, which will get the queen to lay, which will make all those hives stronger and make them all level. Now, when I say make them stronger, this year has been a little bit much better year of keeping all the hives on the same level. That's really something that a beekeeper really wants in their hive, is all of our hives to be kind of level. I have some nukes that are a little bit smaller, so we gotta put those in 10-frame boxes. I actually transferred one of them to a 10-frame box, and they are looking really splendid. They're looking really good. They're expanding on the other frames, and what I did was, you see, I took some of the comb from the cutout that I did. If you guys didn't see that after this, make sure to check it out after the live stream. And I used some of that comb because there was a lot of that comb left and I needed to use it for something. So I decided, hey, let's go on and use this for this hive that has already drawn comb. They are starting to work that too. So that's going well. That hive, so right now we have a total of 12 hives, 10 have queens, 2 don't. So, but the other 2 soon will get queens as well. So we're looking forward to getting all of them queen right colonies. I want all of them to be queen right. And then we're going to be focusing on just keeping these bees growing, keep them nice and packed. I really like packed bees, so that's what we're going to be working on basically. After we extract and stuff, we're going to start open feeding to prevent robbing. Also help the bees, start, filling up and expanding. Apis biologics is what I use. Rocket fuel is what I've always used. That's what I'm going to use this year. This fall as well. I used it last fall too, and actually last summer too. It's been lasting a while, so I'm going to use that for the bees. Really, that's what we're going to be doing during turf. That's all. That's my plan at least. Try to keep them strong, keep them nice and fed, and I think that will be our big plan. Hopefully, as long as everything goes well. Let's see. We have Mike here. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. Tar Heel Beekeeper Randy. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. We also have Mary Wickenheiser, so from Michigan. So thank you for checking in tonight. We appreciate everybody who is joining us tonight. But let us know where you're from and kind of what you're doing this year. Excuse me. All right. So tonight, the main topic is, kind of when we're talking about the dearth just a second ago. If you weren't here, we're talking about the dearth a little bit. At least my plans. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about my experiences with the dearth. Kind of what I want to do better this year. So last year, if you guys remember, if you guys keep up with the YouTube channel from last year, I had a lot of good videos. There's a lot of good videos on the channel. Teaching videos, just videos of my journey. And even though a lot of those hives from that time are not here anymore, so I could say I don't want them anymore, but I still keep them up there because it tells a story. So you can go back there and check and watch them all way to today, and you'll see kind of how everything goes around. You won't see everything, of course, because there's no way I can fit everything in it. But I put a little bit of kind of what I'm doing and what I'm doing and teaching videos, a lot of good stuff like that. But anyway, last year was a very bad turf just because our spring flow didn't do well. It didn't do well for the bees, and then going into the turf, they had nothing. So this year they do have a lot of honey, so that should be a little bit better. We're still going to feed. We're still going to open feed. Like I said, that's important. I have a video about open feeding, so I don't have to really cover that unless if I want to do some different way, of course. I have a video on that. We're going to try to do some open feeding with Apis Biologics. That's our plan. And this year, really just, keep all the hives, strong. Last year, they were really weak. So that was a big problem too, right? We don't want them too weak. Make sure they're strong. Big reason keep them strong, is we want to keep them nice and healthy. I got some Apigard. I kind of want to treat a little bit of my hives. I really need to start treating a little bit, not too much, just a little bit of Apigard on some of my hives, because I have a little bit of Apigard that I can use. So I'll try to go on and use that up. I need to go on and use it up anyway. It's been sitting in one of these drawers around here somewhere for a while. So I'm going to use some Apigard treat too. Do a little bit of testing too. See what the levels are. I really do want to. I'm going to go to a lot of my stronger hives and test them and see kind of where they stand. Hopefully they stand pretty decent. Hopefully we don't have a bad mite count. I don't really want a high mite count. But they've been doing good so far, if anybody's wondering. We have most of them are very strong. Some of them are smaller nukes, of course, but they're doing really well too. There's another nuke of mine that I need to go on and put in a 10 frame box already. And really, right now, I cannot fit any more of halves, in my apiary. The apiary that I have, in the woods. I have 12 out there already right now. I can't fit any more out there, so I'm going to have to, if I keep expanding, this is kind of where I'll probably stop here, unless if Hot decides to swarm, I'll stop here. Stay at 12, try to come out with at least 11 or 10, right? And then from there, I can just keep on expanding and make up some more yards next year too. It's probably going to be the big plan. Make some more yards because I'm pretty packed out up there. With because all the stands are full of bees. If you guys know that those pallets too, they have bees on them too. I gotta do some cleaning up out there too. Hey Keith, good to see you. Randy, Mike, see. Mike, I have queen excluders on all my production hives. Waiting for all brood to hatch. Make sure the queen stays in the brood box. I'm feeding 1-to-1 to my splits and resource hive. I'm in South Carolina. Cool. Good stuff, Mike. And I know exactly what you're talking about too. I think I did the same thing actually. Kind of similar to your situation. So I had a hive that the queen was up there laying in the deep, which is a honey deep, zebra, however you want to say it. And she was laying up there. There was some brood up there too. So what I did was I made sure she wasn't up there. Put a queen excluder. She's down on the bottom deep, of course, and she won't be able to go back up there and lay. And once all that brood hatches, then they can fill the rest of that with nectar and cap it off as honey, and then we can extract it. That's why I'm giving them an extra week to let that honey get capped off. Is what we need to let them do, right? That's what we're kind of waiting and seeing, and then we'll extract, which will hopefully be next week. I'm hoping it's gonna be next week because I keep on pushing it back and back, but I don't think it's gonna hurt to push it back anymore. Push it back more. I don't want to go any farther. Really don't want to do it in August. I want to do it in July, mid-July, somewhere, at least before the 14th or something like that, 15th, however you want to say it. Before then, I want to go in and extract this honey. And then, during the dearth, make sure all the hives stay strong and healthy. And then when we get into fall, we can put back on supers and stuff like that, and be able to let them be able to store honey up there, right? And maybe we can get a fall flow too. July 19th and 20th, all seabirds are coming off. Will dry off. I need to. Yep. I'm thinking around there is probably be the same for me, Mike, too. That's probably going to be pretty similar. Maybe 17th, 19th, 20th, somewhere around there. That's when I'm going to try to do it. Just to give them some time. It'll give them a little bit more time to go on and cap everything off because they have a lot of nectar already in there. They just need some time, a week or two, to go on and cap that off, which is no problem. It's only July 1st, Monday today, and it's no rush to. It's really, for me, it's no rush right now. As long as we have some more nectar coming in and they can store that in there and go on and cap that off, we'll have even more honey. And I'm looking forward to extracting it. I think it'll be fun, and we're gonna do a video about it too. A video showing you guys everything, how I do my extraction, everything that you would like to see. It'll probably be a long video. Who knows? It'll probably be a really, really long video. Maybe. I have no idea. I may try to trim it down as much as I can to keep it nice and short and sweet for you guys. But I'll try to get a lot of good footage in there too. I may get Vincent to help me out too because I'm not gonna be able to use the tripod because I'm gonna be working the bees. I'll let Vincent hold it or whatever. We'll figure that out whenever the time comes. I did forget to mention in the description in my posts for the live stream. Go on, if you guys want to, go on and ask some questions. Bring up topics that you would like me to discuss that's kind of around July and kind of dearth type stuff, or you just do any beekeeping question. Feel free to ask any question. Don't feel that you can't ask it. Feel free to ask any questions. But all bees are really healthy, as I've been mentioning for the past couple of months, right? My nukes that I got on, April 7th, installed them April 8th. They are packing in honey. They are doing really well. They tried to swarm on me. Three of them actually swarmed on me. I tried two. One of them got away. Two of them didn't. Two of them didn't get away. One did. I was able to catch that one and made a video of it. So that video is on the channel too. And then the other two, I have videos of those too. And I was able to keep those bees from leaving me, which I really did not want them leaving. I wanted to try my best to keep them, which I was able to. Excuse me. Last year was first time we didn't have a good fall flow. Wish I could know it was a fluke or the new norm was going to plan for the worst and hope for the best. Definitely. Last year, as you mentioned, it was terrible. It was really, really, really honestly, the fall flow really wasn't the best. We did get some honey, which bees were able to pack in, but that just wasn't near enough what we kind of hoped. And we really were going to hope that it would be a bigger flow, a better flow, so then we could maybe extract some. I was hoping to extract some last year. I remember hoping I could, but I wasn't able to. It just wasn't. It wasn't big enough. It wasn't a strong flow that the bees would have plenty for them, and we could get some for us too. That's just how it turned out. And this year, and when I say we may be able to extract some in fall, I don't know. It may not. If it does the same as it did last year, we may not be able to get any. But I'm just hoping it'll be like it normally should be, and we can get some honey from the fall flow. Since we'll have drawn out super frames, deep frames, all the different stuff that we'll need, it'll be drawn out. We can slip it back on and let the bees go to work. Let them go to work and fill that full of honey and hopefully have a good crop. But this year, even if we don't get any in fall, we'll have a good crop from the spring honey and a little bit of the honey now too. But as we're talking about, it is July. It's July 1st. It's a little early. It's early July. We still have things blooming. We still have a lot of things out there for the bees to go out and pollen, nectar a little bit, but it's starting to trickle down. So what is the next step? What's the next step for me? And let me know, guys, what you are planning to do next. Of course, since it's early July, a lot of us haven't pulled off honey. I know a lot of you guys haven't. I know most of you guys probably have. I haven't pulled it off because I'm still waiting a little bit. To confirm, is this live? This is live. This is live. We do these every Monday night, and we always make sure, we're live Monday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I guess that'd be 8 p.m. Eastern, too. But carry on. A lot of times, this time of the year, we either have our honey pulled already or we don't. But we always are thinking, what are we going to be doing next during this dearth period? Because a lot of us are like, finally caught you online live. I get you. Thanks for joining us tonight, Ron. And, what is the next step? What should we be doing? There's a lot of things we need to be doing in dearth. I've talked about the dearth before. That's why I didn't name it Managing Bees in the Dearth, because I have a Never live stream exactly titled that. So I'm not going to try to do a rip-off off of that. But it is an important topic, trying to go into a dearth and try to keep our bees strong and healthy and not let them suffer from the dearth. And a big reason why everybody suffered last year during the dearth, a big reason was because our spring flow, I can't say it enough, our spring flow was terrible. So therefore, our bees going into the dearth weren't strong enough. They didn't have enough honey. They wanted to rob each other so bad to get that honey from other hives. They weren't equal. And for me, it wasn't just the flow. It was a lot of other things too. Bad choices of doing things, maybe too much split and stuff like that. But this year we've been doing a little bit better. We've been able to be more proactive and intentional and all these different things that I've mentioned so many times on the channel. But that's kind of where my channel sticks, really. That's really where I put everything together. That's the glue right there. Proactive and intentional and all that different stuff is really a big part of this YouTube channel. If you guys, are here most of the time and watch a lot, that's a big part of what we talk about on here is being intentional and all this different stuff, right? But when we go back to going into July, there's a lot of things that I'm going to be doing. I mentioned it earlier, right? And when we're going to the dearth, there's a lot of things we can do. We can feed, open feed. Open feed's a great way of making sure our bees kind of lower down the chances of robbing because they have that open water feed that you feed them to go after, right? They'll have that out there. It's not 100% guarantee. It just helps it a little bit. It helps, your bees not get into that robbing frenzy. Now, it's not 100%. It just helps. It really does help. So if you're going to the dearth and you're not extracting any more honey, you're done. Go on and get some open feeding out. I would do open feeding now. I would. But I'm still have honey supers on, so I can't yet. So once honey supers, honey that I'm going to extract gets pulled out, we are going to start open feeding. That's what we're going to do. Ron Newsom wanted to ask you when watching one of your videos two goes, I think, have you ever considered getting a flow hive to save an extraction and better control? We've definitely considered, getting the flow hive. It's a really good, thing there that they have going for them. The only thing is, if you're a commercial beekeeper, you can't have all of those flow hives. For me, I can do it. I think that's just one thing that you have. I'm not saying for myself. Before, I talked about some of the other things too. I have definitely considered it. But, it's just kind of expensive and stuff. So I've just really been kind of staying around a regular extractor and knives and stuff like that. A little bit cheaper options, and most of you guys can agree. But if you just want to just get one honey. And what I was thinking was one day we may try to buy one flow hive and work it and maybe make a video and see how it does, and just a little fun hive to play around with. That's something that we would do at some point. But right now, I'm just gonna stick with the regular old extractor and knives and stuff. But we have definitely considered it. We definitely looked at them in the past. I can definitely tell you about. I got one for my first hive, and it's a flow. It's 2 brood tall and 1 super in the frame, super for cane. Cool. Cone. Okay, cool. Nice. But definitely, it's really good stuff that's going for them there. And I've definitely watched videos on them. I've researched them. But we just haven't got around to thinking about it. And I've thought about it, but I just kind of thought about everything. I was busy at that time. I got carried away on other beekeeping stuff. But maybe one day we'll test it out one day in the future. But for now, we're just gonna stick with the extractor, and that's what we're gonna use this year. I gotta test out the extractor that I have. I forgot if it's a 10 frame or if it was a 5 frame. I think it was a 10 frame. I believe it's a 10 frame. I think that's what it is. Make sure to ask any more questions if you have any more. I'm gonna try to do something here for you guys. I know a lot of times on the live stream, make sure to go on and click that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it if when you're joining in tonight, go on and click that thumbs up button. It really definitely. This next week will be my first honey flow. Oh, nice. I'll get to that question in just a second. But a lot of times on my videos, if I can even do anything about it, I thought I was able to do it last time. There's a lot of ads on my stuff. And I like to put ads, or I guess I can't do anything about it. Sorry about that. But a lot of times on my videos, I have a couple ads over there, and on live streams there's ads too. But the thing is, I really don't want to have ads on. I wish YouTube would have a thing where you just not have ads on certain things, because on live streams, it could make you money, but I just would rather it no interrupts people. I wish it wouldn't interrupt people while I'm talking and they go back and they miss something valuable. It's happening to me. It's really frustrating whenever you're the person watching and the ad flows right in. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. So if an ad goes, you just have to skip it. Hopefully it'll be a quick one. But anyway, kind of got off track for a second. Let's see, we got a couple questions here. Ron Newsom, do you ever sell queens? Well, that's a good question. And I've definitely considered it, but I've never got around to doing it. This year, I definitely was thinking about it, but I just kind of got too busy. So I was thinking that maybe we would do it next year. We'd try to next year out and be able to try to sell some queens, raise them. Raise them. Graft and stuff like that. But I gotta perfect that. I gotta perfect my grafting ability, everything that I'm doing to raise queens, to make sure they're quality queens. I don't want to sell a terrible queen to somebody, and I want to have a good queen. I gotta make sure I know all the it's basics and stuff, and make sure I practice, because practice does make perfect, right? So just a little bit more practice, and here soon we'll try to make a business out of it as well. But right now we're just kind of going with honey and simple stuff like that. I've been thinking sometime we may try to. I've always been thinking about trying to open some type of shop sometime and sell like candles and honey and basic stuff, and maybe be able to sell queens as well, and nukes once we get into that type of arena, because I'm not in that mind zone yet. I'm just thinking about getting these bees through this dearth, hopefully keep them go through winter and come back out of spring with all my colonies. So then that year will be a year where I can expand even more and try to maybe go up to 20 or something, right? So we just gotta keep grinding and get to where we need to be able to do something like that, and that sideliner type thing is, a lot of people ask me how many halves I want to have. It's really hard to say exactly how many halves I would want to get. or try to stay, reasonable, but then, I could say 100, or whatever. But I'm just going to stick around. Right now, if you guys don't know, I have 12 colonies. They're doing well, like I've always been saying. And let's see. Hopefully we can do that. We'll see how everything goes. We got a question. Mary Wickenhauser from Michigan says, "Do you put your wet sweepers back on house or leave them out?" Well, good question. I know what you mean, and I've actually took my sweepers off, and with they're wet. Just got done extracting, and I put them right back on. It was a deep, and I put them right back on. And guess what? The thing about it was, it only took them what? It only took them like a week or two to go on and fill that thing all the way back up and cap it. So it didn't take them long at all to go on back and cap it. But I think this year is I'm going to try to leave them out a little bit, let the bees kind of clean it up a little bit. Leave them out. That's what I'm probably do. I put my wets back on 2 to 3 days, and then pull back off and store the bees, clean and repair them. Definitely. And like Richard said, should only put wet sweepers on strong hives. So I'll probably, depends on the hives, of course. So I'll probably put them back on, wet, of course, but I may leave them out and just kind of let them dry a little bit and then put them right back on. But it's really it's really opinions, really different. It really differs depending on the beekeeper's choices and stuff. But I've had experience putting them back on wet. And I've also I think I've put them out and let them sit out for a little bit too. But that was probably a while back. So it's actually if we're able to successfully, harvest this honey, this will actually only be our third extraction. Really, we've only extracted honey 2 times in the past. We've been keeping bees for about 7-8 years. It's just some of those years weren't great. A lot of times back then, I really wasn't the best of a beekeeper, I would say. But I was still able to keep them alive. Most of them. Some of them weren't able to. But last year, either wasn't a good year. But this year, I've been able to keep these bees strong and be able to hopefully get a good harvest. Hopefully 15, 13, maybe even 20 gallons of honey. That's kind of where we're going to sit. What's your heat there? Well, let's see here. Let me get my phone out. And today was one of the hottest days. It was like 97 degrees here with humidity. Yesterday was really hot too, Sunday. It was unbelievable how hot it was. I couldn't believe it. It was just so hot. But I'll let you go through our forecast for you guys. A lot of times we do this every week, talk about our forecast. And today is 97. Tomorrow is 94. Wednesday 96. Thursday 97. That's 4th of July. Friday 98. Saturday 97. Sunday 95, 94, 93, and so on. So it's gonna be hot, very hot. If you guys don't know, I always upload. A lot of times I upload my videos Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays too, and maybe even more. I was actually on a roll with getting videos out for you guys, and I'm really not sure if I'm going to be uploading any videos this for Thursday. If I can get one filmed and kind of get it ready to upload, I may be able to get it out as a video on 4th of July, or I may just wait and do a video Monday or Tuesday. And also next week, next Monday, I'm going to take a break off my live stream. So that's why I'm doing it this week, today, tonight, whatever. And I decided I'd do it today. And next week, we'll take the night off again. And I haven't been able to get a lot of guests on. And I've just been really busy. It's been really hard to try to get guests on. I haven't got around to doing it. So we're going to start getting more guests on here soon, hopefully. We're going to really try to get some guests on. I really like to listen to other people's opinions on different stuff. A guest. So we'll see. It's been 108 to 112 here already for a month now, but dry. Definitely. A lot of times, if that humidity kicks in, it makes it feel even hotter. We've been having like heat indexes. Of course, that's just straight out temperature, but a lot of times the heat index is like 104, 102, 100, sometimes even 6, sometimes 108 too. It can get pretty hot. And with humidity, it's unbelievable. And plus all that, humidity and stuff like that, if you're in a suit, it's definitely not going to be fun inspecting a beard. That's why these time of years, either a lot of times early in the morning is a really good time. 10 a.m., get out there and bee. Sometimes a lot of times I've got in the bees around 8, 9 a.m. before in summer times to try to go and get out there before it gets too hot. It really isn't bad whenever you get out there in the morning and it's not hot at all. Or it may be a little bit warm. You can still sweat a little bit, but it's not as hot as it would be in the middle of the day when the sun's shining. But as long as it's dry, a lot of times it's not as bad. It still can be really warm. And that's why we got to make sure we have water available for our bees. Going into a dearth. Let's see. I got a question. How much capping on a frame for you to take the honey, and what happens to you get uncapped honey and decapped honey? Capping on. Here, let me read it again. Don't we all understand in a second? I got a question. How much capping on a frame for you to take the honey? When you get uncapped honey and the capped honey. So what you're basically meaning is what happens if I have uncapped honey and then I have in the bucket, and then I have capped honey and put it together, right? Is that kind of what you're kind of talking about? Make sure I'm understanding question. As long if that's the way you're meaning it, because I don't want to twist up the question or anything. I don't want to harvest too soon. Okay, I get you. So to make sure 3/4 cap, test it, man. Definitely. And the thing is also, when you're testing, what a lot of times what you do, I don't have a refractometer. I really need to get one. That would be so useful in the BEEKEEPING. It really would be. It really be so useful. So I really, really actually plan on getting one here soon. And basically what you do, I can't remember the percentage. It's somewhere in the teens where it needs to be. So like what was it? 17, 16, 18, somewhere around that percentage of for the refractometer. You put a little bit of that honey on your refractometer and kind of put it, you can read the moisture content in the honey, make sure the bees, because a lot of times what the bees do is when it's capped, 15 through 18. I knew it was around that percentage. I can remember it. I just don't know the exact number that I probably learned it out of. But 15 to 18, around there, that's good. That's good moisture content. To read through it, and you just read it on the uncapped honey. If it's in that percentage, you're good to go. You're fine. If it's under that, or above, above that, or it can be iffy, right? But I think even if it was one, difference, you probably would still be fine. But just test it, and if it's a little bit under, a little bit under of what it needs to be, you just give it a little bit more time to cap it, get that moisture content a little where it needs to be. But I've been giving them some more time, and what when you're saying I don't want to harvest too soon, that's what I've been doing too. That's what I've been doing too. I've been making sure that all my bees can get everything capped off, and then I'm good to go. Since I don't have a refractometer, but I'm planning on trying to get one here soon. It'll be really useful, right? It'll be really useful for looking at the honey. Make sure to put some more questions in there, folks. If you have any more, feel free to. See, what else were we going to talk about? I see Russell Koopman in there on capped honey. Dries faster in the drying room than uncapped honey. Then capped honey. Yep, definitely. Good stuff there, Russell. See, what else were we going to talk about? I can't. Sometimes I can't remember exactly what we're going to talk about. Because I have everything in the description if you're curious of what we're talking about. Make sure to put some more questions in there for you. I got this one to use, definitely. Oh, put that down there. Put any more questions if you have any. Got 18 people on here. We've been going already for 41 minutes. That's pretty good. Thank you guys for checking in. If you're checking in, make sure to go on and click the thumbs up button. We'd appreciate it. Will you do a video on wax harvesting? On wax harvesting. Like making wax. I've always thought about making wax. It's definitely something that I need. But what I really need to do is it's been on my plans for a long time, is to make a type of crayon type thing. Kim Reynolds did a video about it, kind of explaining everything about it, kind of what it does. Rub it on the frames. But I plan on trying to do that, and you can sell it too. I've talked about that before too. It's definitely, you can sell it and make candles. We actually made candles before. We did make candles. So maybe one day we need to do a video on making candles. That'd be fun. But definitely you can put it in. I watched the video about waxing, so I can't really remember exactly how it goes, but yes, I want to learn so I can make candles. Definitely good to make candles, and you can sell it or whatever you want to do, or for your decor. There you go. But definitely, and we're also going to do videos of when we get ready to extract our honey. That's gonna be fun too, extracting honey. But definitely I want to make some wax. That's something that's been on my to-do list for a while. But I do plan on doing a video for the honey extraction. So you guys make sure to stay tuned for that video. And when it comes out, make sure to share it out to other people, and stay tuned for that. I don't know when to tell you to expect it. It'll be you'll get a notification whenever I upload it. Richard R. Ryan Jr., thank you for your $10 donation. I really do appreciate it. I can't really say enough how much I appreciate people who just watch or donate to the channel. I really appreciate it. So thank you, Richard. Thank you, Mary. Same to you. Hope you have a good 4th of July too. By the way, I really like your videos. You're fun and nice to watch. You're doing great work. Thank you, Ron. I really do appreciate that. I try to make my videos, decently well. Make it fun and entertaining. At the same time, try to educate. So, all those 3 factors. If I can make it entertaining, which I'm still trying to do, but make it also, educational, teaching about bees, and make it fun to watch. And that's 3 things that I would like to try to put in my videos, and edit them well. I've been trying to edit a little bit better too. I do thumbnails and stuff like that, all that stuff, and do these live streams. So it can be a lot of work sometimes, but it's not bad at all. Making thumbnails, I get in there, do a quick little thumbnail, and put it on the thing, and then there you go. You got the thumbnail on there, and you can just keep going with that. And let's see, Mike. I'm hoping to get enough wax this year to be able to wax my frames for next year. Definitely, that's also another idea for me too. I need to do that too, so I can wax next year's frames. That's something I need to do, and will do, because this year I had that problem. If you guys remember, about a month or two ago, I had a problem of bees not drawing out my super frames. Well, guess what? They finally drew them out. And it's full of honey. So capped honey, a little bit of uncapped honey. Give them a little bit more time, like I've been saying, to cap it off, get ready, pull them off, and extract them. Now, last year we extracted them in our backyard. This year I'm going to extract a little bit closer to the woods. We're running an extension cord out, and I'm planning on doing it in the shade, so I won't be in the sun. So that will be a big factor when it's hot and I extract. It won't be in the sun, which is really good. Which I really don't want to be in the middle of the sun extracting. That'd be really hot. Hello, Kinnear J65. Thanks for checking in tonight. Good to see you. If you guys have any more questions, we have 15 more minutes. So we'll keep going. And you know what I will also say, and I know there might be new people in here tonight. We do these every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Time. I can't say they're every Monday night because sometimes we take the night off. I'll let you guys know in the community page, but we do these every Monday night. So make sure to check in every Monday night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Central. We've just been trying to keep expanding the audience slowly but surely, right? Slowly, but then the more you do it, the more people will know you're going live and stuff. So we've been growing this little audience, and appreciate people who watch and stuff like that. So thank you all for checking in, and thank you, Ron Newsom, for your $20 donation. I really do appreciate it, and thank you also everybody for checking in and being able to comment and checking in and everything. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Ron, for your $20 donation. I really do appreciate it. So, is there any more final questions? We have only 13 more minutes to go. If you have any more final questions, feel free to ask them. But as we kind of close it out, if you're just checking in here, Ron, y'all don't have to do that. No, you don't have to do that. But if it'll ever come back to my head. But anyway, whenever we're getting into the dearth, of course, like I've been saying, and if you guys missed some of the things that I was talking about, everything that I've been doing, or in the live stream, you can just make sure to go check back everything else. And if you missed anything, just run back through it and let me know what you think. Make sure to click the like on your way out. If you're you need to leave, make sure just go and click that thumbs up button. And if you're wondering right now, what can I do to support? Just subscribe if you're new, and smash the like. That's 2 ways of really helping me out. Really, really appreciate it. I always say on my live streams, I can't, thank you guys enough, and I really can't. It's really hard to, I just can't thank you guys enough for supporting and stuff, and I really do appreciate it. And more videos will be coming on the channel. I've been getting a little bit better at getting more uploading and keep that going. Keep videos coming out. I actually do plan on doing a video purposely talking about the future of the BEEKEEPING, of what I really want to do, because tonight, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about the dearth and stuff. But when that video, I'm going to be talking a lot more about everything that I'm doing. And you're right, cost is high to grow your apiary nowadays. It does cost. That's why, a lot of people get out of beekeeping, because they never realize how expensive it is. And it really is expensive. But, just always keep going. And I'm actually running low on bottom boards and stuff. I'm running low on bottom boards. Actually, I don't think I have any more bottom boards, honestly. I really need to get more bottom boards, and I really need more lids, stuff like that. So maybe a lot of the donations from the channel and a lot of the money from the honey harvest, as long as we're able to successfully do that, we can use that to just get some more equipment and so we can move all our hives to some 10 frame boxes if they're in a nuke. Right, that's the plan, and that's what we're gonna do. That's kind of how we're gonna, all our money from honey harvest and whatever else we sell can go back into our beekeeping equipment, our bees, sugar, stuff like that. Stuff that we need to be able to get for our bees to keep them, thriving and keep on going. What state are you in again? Well, I'm in southeastern Alabama. Um, Southeastern Alabama down here. It's down south. Really warm temperatures. It was really hot, and down here in Alabama, and a lot of people can tell with the hat here that we're from Alabama. So definitely, we grew up in Alabama and we keep bees in Alabama. And there's a lot of other beekeepers around here too, like Bruce down there in Bruce, from Bruce Jen from Bruce's Bees. He's not too far away from here, and a lot of other folks too. Today it was actually 97, Richard. It was 97 here today. Warm day. It's supposed to get even higher, 98. Even higher than that too, possibly. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Well, we got 9 more minutes. I'm gonna try to spend these 8 minutes wisely. I'm gonna try to make sure everything's good. Hope you guys can hear me okay. Because right when we started, I really didn't have I had everything set except for my mic, so I had to grab it real quick and get it all hooked up quickly. So let me know if you guys can, if there's any problems with the hearing. But if there's not, and I don't see any, saying, bad audio or anything, then I'll know everything's good. But that's really all there is to talk about so far right now. Thank you, Paul from Hill Hobbs. I really appreciate it. Definitely, I'll keep going, and we're gonna keep uploading videos and stuff. And 62 degrees there right now. Wow, that's not as hot as it is right now. Right whenever we started the live stream at 7 p.m. At 7 p.m. When was it? 7 p.m. like 6:30. We were it was like 97 degrees. 97 degrees. Right, and right now, let's see if I can show it. No, I guess you guys can't see it. It's 87 degrees right now. It's hot. Let's see if there are any more questions. Oh, no. No, not yet. Not yet. Oh, Vincent's in the backfield helping me a little bit too. But Vincent does help me. And I was actually talking about earlier, Vincent doesn't really go out to BEEKEEPING as much as a lot of people know. Just because a lot of times when he gets stung, it really does bad to us whenever he gets stung. But hopefully in the next video, the honey harvest, he can record for me, because I need somebody to move the camera, right, to kind of get better shots. It's really hard to do that. Let's see. Do you put any additives in your sugar water? Well, that's a good question. From the Morris Homestead. I do. I don't put many. I don't have it here, do I? I put in Apis Biologics. It's my favorite rocket fuel. It's rocket fuel. That's what Ian Stepler says. Rocket fuel. So that's what I always call it by the regular name, Apis Biologics. But it is Apis Biologics and Honeybee Healthy. I spray them with instead of smoke. Oh, really? That's really interesting. I put Apis Biologics in my stuff. It's what I've always done, and what I've for a while. Past year or two, right when I got it from Bob down there in up there in was it South Carolina? I don't know if he still sells it anymore. That's where I got it. I got both of the kinds. Rocket fuel. You don't have to, Vincent. Let's see. Ron News. I hear something. I don't know what that was. I went through 150 pounds of sugar this last 6 months for my bees. Or, give me a second, I was reading it too fast. Went through. Soak up that sugar water like mad. If I let them go dry, clean out my hummingbird feeders and water fountain. Wow, 150 pounds in 6 months. That's a lot of sugar there, Ron. And I'll say this. You know, that's one of my. That's what I was really thinking about today when I'm feeding. I'm like, wow, all the sugar I'm going to need to keep these bees alive is going to be a lot. So I'm trying to spare it wisely, right? Try to not use as much, but I still want to use a good bit of it if I want to have effective, sugar water, right? So, see how that goes. See, I believe there's another question. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep my sugar water from going bad in the bucket. Oh, I get you. Fermentation. That's what I'm thinking is what you're meaning, right? From Morse Homestead fermentation. I have that all the time. I'm going bad as well, right? Going bad in the thing, and a lot of my buckets, a lot of times, all around, a lot of times has that fermentation stuff in it, or that's kind of, you guys know what I mean. You guys can kind of relate there. Hey Lisa, good seeing you here. Thanks for checking in. Lisa's in Ozarks, and not too far away from me either. Between me and Bruce, somewhere around there, like what, 30 minutes away. I get you. Except for the Alabama hat, no one's perfect. Well, I have to show my support for the team I root for. So, but see, does it get cold enough? Let's see here. I'm trying to look through the comments too. Does it get cold enough there that you need to feed candy in the winter, or can you use syrup? Well, good question, Mike. And a lot of people ask that. If you believe me or not, a lot of people do. And I fed candy boards before. I do. I feed candy. I've used candy boards, candy, however you want to kind of put it. I use candy, and I have found success with that throughout the last 2 years. And I may try them again this year. It's just those candy boards take a lot of sugar, right? So I may try just some like little patties, make some patties up, and then use some of the candy boards as well, and see kind of what works best, and then we'll kind of survey it in the field. And if it's just the same, I'll just use the patties. But nevertheless, they both work. I've used both of them. And syrup during winter. Can I feed syrup? Yeah, I think I've fed syrup in December before. I have. Certainly have. And it really doesn't get too bad cold, to be honest here. It's gotten down in 28, 25. It's been down in the teens before, high teens with the wind chill, that's including the wind chill. And that's kind of, it's gotten cold here, but it's usually around 45 for the low, 65 for the high. 50s can be, sometimes it can be high 40s, but a lot of times the lows will be low 40s, high 30s, and or low 30s as well, and can actually be around 72. You know what? I can remember in January 1st, we were outside, playing football or whatever, on January 1st. And, having a little celebration for, New Year's, since it was New Year's, of course. Watched, the game, of course, and everything else. And it was warm that day. January 1st, we were outside playing some football or whatever, with, our cousins or whatever. And when we were playing, it was hot out there. It was hot out there. And it was in January. So that tells you down here in South Alabama, it really does stay warm. And if I can remember correctly, around January, the bees were flying. They're flying out, and stuff like that. So, but I guess we are going to have to come to an end. I'm going to kind of read some of the final comments. Hey, hello, DC. Good to see you in here. Thank you for checking in. I know you probably missed some of it. If you want to check back out some of the other stuff, and everybody, if you guys are checking in and weren't able to catch everything, make sure to check out the replay. If you like, Hey Brian, just I see you just got in there. Good to see you in here. Um, see what else? I use mostly syrup up until January, and then fondant from the Bee Expo, and feed that until end of February. That's kind of actually that's the same here. That's actually what I did last year. Oh, I'm curious. Is the bee farm just yours, or your family does it too? Well, I actually run it, myself actually. No, but I've really kind of done it myself. Out there, working bees, of course, working bees and going out there and inspecting the hives and hopefully harvest this honey. I'll probably do. Um, just just me. I just do it, and it's fun now. I really have fun doing it. It's really a good hobby for me to do, but a serious hobby, of course, right? Always good to have, always a good um serious hobby, but I do it myself. Run it. Well, folks, I do want to say one more time, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go on and end it off here since it's 8:02 already. Make sure to go on and smash the thumbs up button if you would, and subscribe if you are new, and check out my most recent video of me making a split. It's a very fun video. Um I really suggest you check it out after the live stream if you would like to. Um, Make sure to check it out if you're kind of wanting to go on a little spree on the channel. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.